Hey y'all, I hope you are having a good day. I am really excited to be here and excited to be involved in a Christmas tag that I'm doing with a lot of other YouTube ladies and answering some questions about Christmas and Christmas traditions. So I have all the questions on my phone, so if I look down, I'm going to be reading the questions to you guys and then answering them. And I also have my cup of coffee here with me. Also had a completely different setup. And then my ring light decided to die today. So here we are using some beautiful natural light. I'm very close to my Christmas tree. And that is what we're doing today. So I'm glad you're here. Okay, let's answer some questions. Also, I have to say, my hair is an uncontrollable length. And it's definitely going to be cut soon. We just haven't set that up yet. There's a lot of things on my to-do list. I'm sure all of the moms out there can completely relate to this, but you think of all these things that'd be really nice to do, and then there's a million things that have to actually be done. So, here we go. Question number 1. Do you like to stay in your PJs or dress up for Christmas? So my family has always dressed up on Christmas Eve, and we've gone to church, and then we go out to a nice dinner, and then we come back, and my family celebrates Saint Nick, which is in another video that I've done kind of explaining what that is, but it's on December 6th, and my mom has changed the tradition because you can do things like that. And she has given us pajamas. So I think Ben and I are going to just continue kind of that tradition with our family. We like to go to church on Christmas Eve and have a nice dinner and then get into our special Christmas pajamas. And then Christmas morning when we wake up, we just stay in our pajamas for the opening presents and everything like that. Okay, number 2. If you could only buy one person a present this year, who would it be? Well, this is tricky because I want to say Joshua, my son, but he doesn't really quite understand what presents are, and we buy him toys all the time. So I would probably say my husband. Because I could just buy Joshua a toy and give it to him and he wouldn't know the difference. But a side note is sometimes I think certain years, like as you're shopping, you see things for a specific person. Like you keep seeing like, oh my gosh, I could buy that for so-and-so. And this year I've definitely seen the most things that I want to buy for my brother. So that answers 3 questions. Number 3, do you open presents Christmas Eve or Christmas morning? Christmas morning, but on Christmas Eve, when my family, when we were little, we were allowed to open gifts from our siblings. And Ben and I have not like really made a specific tradition yet because we don't have multiple kids yet, but we'll see what happens. Okay. Number 4, have you ever built a gingerbread house? Yes, I have built a gingerbread house. And in fact, growing up, we would spend Thanksgivings with my cousins who live in Orlando and my grandparents. And every year we would have gingerbread building contests. And it works out kind of well. So I have a cousin who's like the same age as me. And my little sister has a cousin who's the same age as her. And then my little brother would always get partnered with our littlest cousin, Scotty. That's not going to make a whole lot of sense, but basically, of course, my cousin and I would always win because we were the oldest and the most creative. I'm just kidding. It got to a point where people's feelings got hurt and we had to stop. So I love decorating gingerbread houses, but I require lots of extra unique materials. We've involved different types of cookies and cereals for more natural stones and roofing on the roofs. It gets real. Okay, number 5, what do you like to do on your Christmas break? Well, Right now I'm a stay-at-home mom, so it's pretty much just like all the other time. But Christmas break, growing up, I think we tried to just do as much fun stuff as we could. Definitely we used to go ice skating all the time, and this is gonna sound really funny, but when we lived in Texas, we took ice skating lessons, and that's one of the first things I did with my now husband. We met in Texas when I was 13 and he was 14, and our moms both made us take ice skating lessons and together with our siblings. And so that's definitely one of my favorite like wintertime activities. Okay, what's your favorite Christmas meal or treat? Well, meal or treat. I love eggnog. And my mom always made really good cookies growing up, thumbprint cookies, and they were covered in walnuts, crumbled walnuts, and then she would put her thumb in them and then fill them with icing and then put them in the freezer, so the icing was kind of, or the fridge, the icing was kind of hard, but then it kind of like, it would sit out for a minute and it would then kind of, they were really good. That's probably thumbprints and eggnog. Okay. What is your favorite holiday movie? My favorite Christmas movie is definitely The Santa Claus with Tim Allen. I love Tim Allen. I think he's hilarious. He reminds me of my dad in that movie. But some classics that we love to watch together, Elf and The Grinch with Jim Carrey. We love those. Candy canes or gingerbread men? To eat, definitely candy canes. But I love making gingerbread men and decorating them with icing. That's really fun. Have you ever made a snowman? Yes, of course. So I was born in Ohio, and then I lived in Massachusetts and Maryland for a while. So when we lived up north, we built snowmen for sure and went sledding and everything. Okay, number 10. Which do you like better, Christmas Eve or Christmas Day? I love the anticipation of Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve night is so magical because you have all this expectation, whether it's when you're little and you're waiting for your gifts from Santa, or it's when you're older and you're like really excited for your family members to open their gifts that you've purchased. Probably Christmas Eve. I think Christmas Eve is more magical. Christmas Day is super fun too, but I love the anticipation of Christmas Day. So, number 11, white lights or colored lights? White lights, for sure. I kind of like, I guess, a little bit more of a classic look. Yeah, that's my answer. Okay, so now that we've gotten through those questions, I'm going to tag you with letting me know your answers to all the questions. So please leave your comments below, tell me about your Christmas traditions, or tag me in a video that you make and tell me exactly what kind of things you like to do, what your favorite part of celebrating Christmas is, all of the questions that I've just answered. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm really excited for this to go up and for you guys to see it. I wanted to mention Casey Calhoun, the one who started this Christmas tag. You can go to her channel. I will put the link in the description below, and her channel is called Losing It with Casey. So make sure to check her out and all of the other wonderful ladies. We're going to make a playlist of all of the people that are a part of this Christmas tag.